mentioned the Blue Man Group, who I'm a massive fan of, and the fact that you have the Blue Man Group on board performing is just, I'm just blown away by that.
Yeah, very difficult to describe unless you've seen the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
There's three men painted in blue doing a whole range of different sketches and activities, and very theatrical audience, but a little bit of audience participation.
Incredible, though.
But you just come out in awe, and
you can't fail to enjoy it, can you?
No, and the other thing, this is included in the ticket price as well, and that's the other point to make is, we've talked a little bit about the West End type shows. All of these things are included. So if you're a family of four, I mean, the Blue Man perform in Vegas and New York and Berlin, and typically you got anywhere between $80 and $100 as an entrance fee to go and see them. And a West End show ranges from $70 to $150 to go and see a West End show.
I pay £75 regularly to go to the West End to watch a show.
Included in the price in Norwegian, and they're performing at least 2 times a week. So there's a lot of people that go and see them, and they're doing twice a night as well on those 2 days a week. So lots of performances, lots of opportunity for everybody to go and see them. And
there's
again,
always something going on, isn't there? If it's not the Blue Man Group, then your theatre, you have maybe the in-house show team performing a show, or you've got, you said Legally Blonde, or you've got...
we've had Beatles tribute bands, we've got bands playing outside when the weather's permitting, of course. We have Fat Cats, which is this fantastic jazz club that we have on board our ships. And if you want to immerse yourself into a little bit of jazz and blues, and again, a lot of the people, it's like a bit of a family on board the ship, even with the crew. So when the main musicians have finished, they actually go and jam in the jazz club. And it's just a great experience, and you'll see people until the early hours of the morning, just having a great fun time experience. A very big thing in North America, and maybe less so in the UK, is we call the dueling pianos. We call it Howl at the Moon, where you've got 2 pianos and people will, hey, can you sing me this song or that song? And they'll do the songs just ad lib and everything. So again, and there's a little bit of comic flavour involved in that. We have different comedians. We have different types of show for international markets. The Blue Man is a great example where there's actually no words ever spoken. They don't speak a word. So you can imagine that then is able to transcend across multiple international markets.
Absolutely.
And then you got all these different things. You talked about the Cirque show and everything like that, where it's just performance, and there's no talking in that either. So we really have geared our product and our entertainment to a multitude of guests, but clearly on our ships in Europe, and particularly on the Epic, we know that we have a lot of UK customers that cruise with us. So we gear the product for that too.
Well, it's incredibly exciting. I mean, there's so many things that you talk about there, which I, even as a professional entertainer who, is kind of almost saturated with this business, there's so much there I would want to go and experience, and I would want to go and do.
Well, that's the problem. People are then worried about I'm missing something, and sometimes I sit there and because sometimes it's a bit of a busman's holiday every time I go on the ship, but I will sit there and just look and watch people, and you see them running between the venues, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to miss something, and the whole buzz of the ship really comes alive. And what we've done very cleverly, we call it Ocean Place 678 Ocean Place, which is actually deck 678. So at night time, those 3 decks, they all interconnect with each other with stairs and lifts and everything. Those are the 3 decks on board the new ships that really come alive with the restaurants, the entertainment, the big shows, the intimate bars, lounges. There's 23 different bars and lounges on these ships, let alone the different dining options. So there's a bar for everything. There's a piano bar. There's somebody normally singing in the atrium bar. We have our English pub called Oceans, where you can go and get typical English fare, and you can enjoy the pub atmosphere and the pub environment and everything like that. So again, it's a focal point of the ship.
Do you have some draft beers on there?
We have a lot of draft beers on there, yeah. Not just North American brands, luckily enough. But we even have cider on board our ships.
Oh, lovely. So
that's that's a personal favourite of mine.
Absolutely,
So the whole ship concept really, from daytime to nighttime, it sort of flips, and the outside of the ship is the experience, and then you have all these 3 different decks which are just all connected with different options to do.